shooting high.
A little high. I'm Alex Carlson. I'm the president of Arion LLC, and we manufacture a very compact suppressor for pistols and subguns. And what's unique about this is that it's only 3.5 inches long, and that it is actually ported out the front. So we not only have the hole where the bullet is leaving, but we have a port down below for excess gases. And we'll show you in just a second why we do that. So this company was founded about 1.5 years ago. Myself and my good friend from 2nd grade, we go target shooting a lot, and we started having some new ideas on how to make a really compact suppressor and what we would do to make it work properly. After many prototype variations, we finally come up with one that seems to work really well now, and even incorporates a Nielsen device, so it will work on semi-automatic handguns. We're a Type 7 manufacturer, and we also have some straight cans in development, as well as a integral upper for 300 blackout and 5.56. Next, we can see that it would go a little too far, so the way we index it is with this quick release clamp, and we just close it down right there, and then we've got an indexed suppressor.
That's too easy.
It's very easy.
And what did you have to go through to make that happen?
Well, we ended up having to make our own adapter that screws onto the barrel with much better threads. Our own threading is much more high quality than any barrel is going to come with, and our adapter tolerances for our quick release clamp are very tight, so you can actually vary the release of the clamp, but when it tightens down, it ain't going nowhere.
Nice.
So here's a description of the inner workings of the Arion CPS. So right up here at the top, we've got a Nielsen device that's incorporated. So this is actually a booster pistons, which allows the silencer to function on any semi-automatic pistol, actually very well. The bullet then exits straight through here, and a lot of the gases are routed down into this main blast chamber and all these separate blast chambers, as well as through effectively baffles through here. One of the main advantages of the CPS is that it's so short. It's only 3.5 inches long, as compared to a lot of suppressors that are 7, 8, or even more. And the second advantage is that you can see over the top of this with stock sights on almost any pistol. Actually, any pistol that we've ever tried, including the Beretta M9. The third advantage here is that we can fill this with water. The bottom of this, including this first blast chamber, we can get quite a bit of water in here, so you get multiple shots firing it wet. And then, of course, in the front, we have a port, and that is just to allow the expanding gases to escape as they're expanding downwards and out the front of the suppressor. So this suppressor is made out of 6061 T5 aluminum, and we have a black nickel coated version here. It's a very hard coating process. The front port is angled downwards a little bit. Now, in our testing, we found that it didn't make any difference whatsoever, whether it was angled upward or downwards. One would think that it needed to go up in order to counter muzzle rise, but in fact, during all of our tests, we never found it to make any difference whatsoever, mostly because the gases have all expanded into all of these ports, and in fact, it's mostly leaving this last baffle port, coming nearly straight out. The last advantage of having it angled this direction is that when you're running the suppressor wet, it's easy to tip it back and pour water in, and it just pours straight down all these baffles and fills all the cavities down here with water. Another question I get asked frequently is about reassembly after cleaning. Cleaning is a piece of cake. You just open it up and scrub it out with a toothbrush and any sort of normal solvent. And upon reassembly, we actually have these pins here that make sure that it goes back together exactly the way it's supposed to. So these pins, these index it just perfectly. So it pops back together just the same way every single time. So the user only has to make sure that they actually tighten down the screws the way they're supposed to be. All of the lines that we have out here are partly for looks, but also partly for cooling. It does help the suppressor cool off quicker than it would normally. Lastly, when you put it back together, you tighten down the screws and it will run just perfectly, no change in point of impact, no change in usability. Incidentally, one last thing is that Blade Tech is in the process of producing a holster for us. So we will have Blade Tech probably within the next 30 days. I'll have a prototype holster for us that will work on any pistol. It'll hold the bottom of the suppressor and the pistol itself will lock in. So I'm just going to mention a couple other things about the Arion CPS, which is the coating options. The one we've been looking at is in our black nickel coating, but we can coat it with absolutely any color that a customer might be interested in, including Cerakoting. Right now we're doing a dark red anodizing for a customer that has a red AR-15 lower. I get asked sometimes about the shift in point of impact. The actual length that the bullet travels is 2.75 inches, so it's very short compared to most suppressors. We have never experienced a change in point of impact at all with any pistol or subgun that we've ever had this on. Every single time, straight back into the same place that the gun is dialed in for.
Hey, thanks for watching GBGuns. If you've waited this long, you either appreciate what we're doing, or you're trying to formulate some type of argumentative comment and get the fight going. Either way, click the big griffin up here to subscribe and see our upcoming videos. Don't forget, by the way, to click on that little bell thing. That gives you a notification, lets you know when there's a new video. Down here is the link for our Patreon. Google revenues have cut. Those covered most of our ammo costs and expenses. If you subscribe to Patreon, you get a sneak peek at some of our videos before they go out to the general public. Those of you doing $10 or more a month do get one of our GBGuns patches. These are quite limited because this stuff's expensive. Up here is a video that Google suggests you'll like based on your watching history. I don't know if it's any good or not. You tell me. And then down here is the playlist most relevant to the video you just watched. Keep in mind, some of these videos fit in more than one playlist. I select one, that's what gets there. But anyways, that's the way the channel works, and thanks again for watching.